Start your thoracic rotations by going on all fours. Then add some rotation with your shoulders by looking at your elbow and stacking your shoulders at the top. Once you're done doing 10 reps on one side, go ahead and do 10 reps on the other. Supermans are a lower back exercise. What you're going to do is lay on your stomach and arch your back, squeezing your glutes at the top with a nice little pause. With the squat and reach, have your feet hip width apart as you're squatting down and reach overhead at the top. With your push-up, bring your hands below your shoulders and bend at the elbow. If you feel like you need to modify it, just drop down to your knees and continue the motion. Next, we have the plank. What you're going to do is have your hands below the shoulders and keep your feet hip width apart. With the up downs, you're just coming down from your plank position onto your elbows and back up to the top of your plank. Next, we have the child pose with rotations. Start your position by having your hips open and reaching with your hands out front. Focus on your breathing, and when you're ready, you're going to tuck one arm underneath to add that rotation. Have your face facing the arm that is tucked underneath. Once you're done with that side, you want to come back to that neutral position and then rotate to the other side. With Cossack squats, you're going to have a nice wide stance. When you squat to one side, the opposite foot is actually going to come up onto its heel. That allows you to get a bigger stretch and a little bit more of a deeper squat. With Adductor Rocks, you're going to want some kind of padding for your knee, and you're going to bring the other foot out to the side while you're coming down to your hands. Rock back and forth and feel the stretch on the inner thigh. With the reverse lunges, you're going to take a step back and then add a rotation with each step. With squats, you can start with your feet hip width apart and drop your hips below your knees if you can. If you need any kind of modification, you can also use a chair. With the reverse lunges, bring your knee down towards the ground as low as you can go. When you start your strider, you're going to start with a plank. Then bring the leading foot forward before you drop your back knee. Once you're done with one side, you can repeat the same motion on the other side. Loosen up your pectorals by doing a simple pec stretch by putting your hand on some kind of edge. Notice that my hands are open and facing the ceiling as I turn and rotate my body away. This is a modified lat hang. So what you would do is actively stretch the lats by dropping the hips down and keeping your hands forward. With my bent over row, I'm using a chair to keep my form and my chest upright. As I'm reaching with my kettlebell, I'm pulling and leading with my elbow. Using a split stance helps with balance, but also adds a little bit of a rotation at the top so I can really squeeze my upper back. With the seated overhead press, you're going to want your feet to be hip width apart, but then also press the dumbbells overhead. If you'd like to, you could add a little rotation at the top. For the goblet squat, your feet are going to start off hip width apart, and as you drop down, you're going to keep the kettlebell close to your chest, so that way you can really focus on your legs, really using that weight versus your lower back. Blackburns also use a Superman. When you come up, you're squeezing your lower back and your glutes, and then allowing yourself to use your full range of motion with your shoulders by reaching forward and then coming back into a handcuff position, not necessarily holding that handcuff position. Now we are progressing our goblet squat, and we're adding a pause at the bottom. So as you drop down, you're going to hold that position for 3 whole seconds before coming back up. With the Russian twist, you would like to have your feet elevated. However, if you are starting to feel a little bit more soreness in the lower back, just drop your heels down to the ground. With the dumbbell fly, you're going to start with both of your weights right in front of your chest, and then expand your arms as if you were coming up to a big tree, giving it a big hug, and your elbows might touch the ground very lightly before you close again. With the dumbbell fly, we are progressing with a nice, slow 3-second eccentric. That is the negative portion of this motion. So that means you're going to go really slow coming down, and then you're going to pop up with control. With your knee tucks, you can place your hands underneath your hips to help you with any lower back soreness.